Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Christa Joy and this is my new video. Things to do when you're bored at home. Now, there are different types of boredom. I know because I have experienced all three. I just gave away how many there are. There are three types of boredom. One is lazy boredom. Lazy boredom is basically when you're super bored and you're just tired of what you've been doing, if that makes sense. So let's say you've been watching TV, you're tired and you're like, I don't want to watch TV anymore, but you don't really want to do anything. Basically, I have some suggestions of things you can do when you're this level of boredom. Second type of boredom I like to call is the blank boredom. Blank boredom is when you just have no idea what to do and you just kind of want to switch things up. You're not really lazy like the first one. You want to do something that day or today or whenever, and you just don't know what you want to do and you want to switch things up and try something new maybe. And then the very last one, which is what I identify with most of the time, is energetic boredom. Now, energetic boredom is when you are kind of lacking, I'm going to say something kind of deep, a purpose. Let's say you want a goal to reach for. The other ones are more just things to fill your time and fun things to do. But if there's a goal you want to achieve, there you go. A goal you want to achieve, that's more energetic boredom, where you want something that'll last over a longer period of time than just like half an hour or a day. I have different timestamps flashing on the screen for you for each type of boredom you are. If you want to just go to the meat of what I have to say for your specific type of boredom, here it is. It'll also be in the description. Or if you can't identify, then you can just watch the whole video and then pick whatever activity or suggestion you want. Or you can do nothing I say and just watch the video. Whatever works for you. Okay, so let's start off with lazy boredom. Hey, that was pretty nice. First off, I know I tend to watch a lot of TV when I'm bored, so maybe switch it up and play a video game. I would suggest, like, if you even play video games all the time, maybe switch up the kind of video game you're playing. Instead of playing like Call of Duty or Halo or Animal Crossing all day, you can instead try playing an old nostalgic game that you played before, like Pop Tropica, I was thinking, or like Webkins. You could do that. See if they're still working. They might not be alive anymore, I don't know. But if they are, that could be something really fun to switch it up. And also, if you have a game that you just never beat, like I know my brother and I, like, we went and completed every single star in Mario Galaxy 2, but just all the special things you could get. Maybe try doing that. There's so many video games that exist, so you could probably not get bored unless you have played too many video games. Then that's when you're bored and then you're in this dilemma and you're like, what should I do? And then, haha, lucky you, because I have more ideas. So one thing I neglect a lot and I don't do enough is draw. Like, I haven't drawn since I was in like middle school. I used to do it a lot and now I don't. So if you haven't drawn in a while, that could be fun. Also, if you're not really good, you can color. Like, there's a bunch of coloring sheets. Like, you can even have some on Pinterest. You could literally just Google like coloring sheet and you can just print it out and then boom, you have something color as long as you have crayons. Here's a really basic one that I definitely don't do enough. Most of these are things that I don't do, so this is my advice to myself as well, is to read a book. Right now I'm trying to read Lord of the Flies because I never ended up reading that in school or anything. So maybe read a classic, maybe read a mystery novel or an autobiography of someone you really like. You could really read anything. Another one that is nice and, you know, helpful, you'd kind of have to buy supplies for this one unless you already have it in your house, but doing a puzzle. Puzzles are fun and they're pretty chill. And for you lazy boredom people, if you want to keep watching TV but you need to find a new show or something, then switching it up and watching like an anime or a K-drama or like Bollywood or an indie film, those are like, there's a lot of stuff out there that we just haven't watched because they aren't mainstream. So, well, yeah, that was it for lazy boredom. So lazy boredom, just overall tip for lazy boredom, if you want to keep doing whatever you're doing when you're lazy, switch up the angle that you're doing it, if that makes sense. So if you're playing all shooter games, maybe try a RPG game. I don't know. Do stuff like that. So just switch up the genre and then it'll be more interesting and you probably won't be as bored, and then you'll have a new whole new world or avenue to dive into. There you go. That is lazy boredom. Next is blank boredom. This is the one with a lot more interesting and I'd say original ideas for things to do when you're bored. The first one is try learning a rap of one of your favorite songs. I did this to Lane Boy from 21 Pilots. I'm in a confrontation with what I want and what is poppin' in the industry. It seems to me that singles on the radio are currency when I'm playing shows. Honest, there's a few songs on this record that feel common. I'm in a constant confrontation with what I want and what is poppin' in the industry. It seems to me that singles on the radio are currency and my creativity is only free when I'm playing shows. I don't know how to rap. So yeah, trying to learn a rap can be really fun. Texting or, dare I say, calling / FaceTiming, Zooming, whatever, a friend. Next, probably haven't tried this. Maybe you have. If you have, then man, you must be really bored. Try becoming ambidextrous. And if you don't know what that means, it means writing with your opposite hand. I personally am left-handed. So that would be me. I'd try to write right-handed. So if you get better at being ambidextrous or writing with your other hand, then it will help you if you ever get an injury or something and you can't use your dominant hand. No worries, you can just write with the other one. There you go. So very useful and fun and really cool to see. Just kind of silly and fun thing to do. I like doing it in my free time, or even if I'm bored in class. I don't necessarily recommend that, but I would do it. Try doing different like typography. So maybe try doing bubble letters and like block letters and stuff like that. Oh, you could practice cursive because that is kind of a dying art, which is very sad. I don't think it is. My parents think it is. I don't think so. I learned cursive. I don't know if you did. Okay, next. This one is one I tend to do when I'm really bored, is do a photo shoot at home. I like to make a whole day out of it if I'm gonna do a photo shoot or something like that. Sometimes I just look nice and I take pictures, but go all out with it, you know, just like get a backdrop or like get props and just go all out. Maybe invite a friend to take photos for you, like just full send it, you know? Yeah, so anyway, photo shoot, like that's always a good thing to do when you're bored. My favorite one on this list is, for this category anyway, is having a dance party. Dance around in your room, act like you're going to that concert that got canceled this year, you know? Like just jam it out and just groove with it, you know? Okay, so I love this suggestion I thought of because we just don't think to do it enough. Play with your pet. If it's a cat, dog, whatever. I personally have a dog. So go play fetch with your dog in your backyard. Like maybe not even inside. Maybe actually go outside and play with your pet. Depending on what your pet is. If it's a hamster, maybe don't go outside. Or if you run into a rat like I did. Okay, anyway, that's the cute suggestion for you if you haven't thought of it. There you go. Reorganize or redecorate your room. Along with that includes doing DIYs or something. So a really cool channel is one, Lore DIY is always really great, and Generation DIY. Those are the two I like to watch for DIY suggestions, but just general YouTube, Google, Pinterest. My very last one for this category is probably the very first suggestion I should give to anyone who is bored, is see if there are any chores you need to do around your house. I know, no one wants to do chores, but to make it fun, I always like to put on a jammin' playlist, and then it's just another dance party. So there you go. Chores aren't that bad if you just add some music and some dance moves. Lastly is energetic boredom. So if you are the energetic boredom and you are looking for a more longer term thing to fill your time, I suggest number one is to research things. Like, what is it that you're very interested or passionate about or just curious about and you've never really researched? For me, that might be like music production or cinematography. There are so many YouTube channels that are just very informative. So really, whatever your heart desires, there's probably a channel for it. And if there isn't, boom, you can be the one to start it if you do research. Second is practice things. So practicing an instrument, practicing dance, practicing a sport, practicing doing stretches and trying to get down your splits. That is technically practicing flexibility. Stuff like that. Always great thing to fill your time and get rid of that boredom and fill your energy to achieve. There you go. I'm being so cringy. Why am I being so cringy? And then now there are projects. So let's say there's something you already are really good at or you're learning or whatever. Then you can start doing like a long-term project. For me, that was making my website. For you, it could be something like building a model of a plane or a tiny house you want to build, stuff like that. So that take a little longer to do. Another good thing is if you're really bored and you want to make some money, is to just start a side business. There's so many different things you can just start a business and start selling if you know what you're doing. Boom, become your own entrepreneur. Basically, for energetic boredom, the big overall things are research, practice, and then apply. And then that is either projects or maybe start your own business or something. So those are my suggestions to you if you are an energetic boredom. And if you watch this entire video, then those are my suggestions for you if you are bored in general. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for